Episode 2: The Difference Between Scarcity and Abundance Thinking. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Abundance Mindset series. Last week, we talked about what true abundance really means, how it's not about wealth or status, but about peace, gratitude, and perspective. Today, we're going to dig deeper into that idea by talking about the difference between scarcity thinking and abundance thinking, and how those two mindsets can completely shape the direction of your life. Because the truth is, what we believe on the inside eventually shows up on the outside. Let's start here. Scarcity thinking is something most of us have learned without even realizing it. It's that quiet voice that says, there's not enough money, not enough time, not enough talent, not enough love, not enough of you. Scarcity whispers that someone else's success takes away from your own. It tells you that opportunities are limited, that life is a competition, and that you always have to do more, have more, and be more to be worthy. And the most dangerous part? Scarcity thinking makes you feel like peace is something you have to earn. It says, I'll rest when I'm caught up. I'll feel confident when I reach that goal. I'll be happy when everything finally looks right. But friends, that mindset keeps you on a never-ending treadmill, constantly chasing fulfillment, but never actually arriving. Scarcity makes you live from fear. Fear of missing out. Fear of falling behind. Fear of not being enough. It shrinks your energy, your creativity, and your joy. And the saddest part? Scarcity thinking convinces you that you're surviving life instead of creating it. Now, let's talk about abundance. Abundance thinking says, there's enough for everyone, including me. It believes that good things aren't scarce. They're simply waiting to be noticed, cultivated, and shared. Abundance says, my worth isn't tied to how much I do or achieve. It says, I can celebrate others without losing anything myself. It says, there's time to grow, space to learn, and room for my dreams too. The difference between scarcity and abundance isn't external, it's internal. It's how you interpret life. Two people can be in the exact same situation. One feels blessed, the other feels burdened. The only difference is mindset. Abundance is a decision. It's a choice to see possibility instead of limitation. It's a commitment to gratitude over fear. Let's look at it in everyday language. Scarcity says, I can't afford that. Abundance says, how can I make that possible? Scarcity says, I'm so busy, I never have time. Abundance says, I get to choose where my time goes. Scarcity says, I don't deserve success. Abundance says, I'm capable and worthy of great things. Scarcity says, there's no opportunity for me. Abundance says, the right doors will open when I'm ready. The difference is subtle, but it's everything. When you live with a scarcity mindset, you see life as a constant struggle. When you live with an abundance mindset, you see life as a steady flow, a rhythm of giving, growing, learning, and receiving. Sometimes scarcity doesn't sound like fear, it sounds like logic. It sounds like, I shouldn't take that risk right now. It's safer to stay where I am. People like me don't get chances like that. But what if your logic is actually fear wearing a mask? That's why awareness is so important. You can't change a mindset you don't notice. So start paying attention to your inner dialogue. How often do you talk yourself out of abundance because you're afraid of losing what you already have? Scarcity plays small. Abundance expands. Scarcity clings to control. Abundance trusts the process. Scarcity compares. Abundance celebrates. Scarcity hoards energy, love, and joy. Abundance shares it freely and always gets more in return. There was a time in my life when I said no to nearly every opportunity that came my way. I was scared to fail, scared to be judged, scared to lose what little security I thought I had. But looking back, I wasn't protecting myself, I was limiting myself. It wasn't until I started saying small yes to new ideas, to learning, to trying again, that my life began to open up. The more I said yes from a place of trust instead of fear, the more doors began to appear. Not because the world changed, but because I did. Abundance thinking doesn't remove challenges, but it changes how you see them. You start looking at problems as possibilities. You start believing that something good can come from every hard thing. And you stop doubting whether you're worthy of happiness. You start living like you already are. Let's get practical. Here are a few ways to start rewiring your mind this week. Catch scarcity in action. When you notice yourself thinking, "There's not enough," pause. Take a deep breath and ask, "Is that really true?" Reframe the story. Replace scarcity thoughts with abundance truths. Say things like, "There's always more time to grow. What's meant for me will find me. I am open to new opportunities." Practice gratitude daily. Keep a gratitude list or voice note. Each time you appreciate something, your brain creates new neural pathways for abundance. Celebrate others. When you celebrate someone else's win, you tell your subconscious that success is possible for you too. Choose peace over panic. When things don't go your way, instead of reacting from fear, ask, "What might this be teaching me?" The more you practice, the more natural abundance thinking becomes. The difference between scarcity and abundance thinking is really the difference between surviving life and living it fully. Scarcity says, "There's not enough." Abundance says, "There's more than enough. I just have to open my eyes." One makes you chase your worth. The other reminds you that you already have it. You can live with a full heart, even when your hands are still reaching. You can be grateful and ambitious at the same time. You can trust that good things are still coming, even when you can't see them yet. That's abundance. So, this week, I challenge you to pay attention to your thoughts. Notice when fear tries to shrink your perspective and gently shift it back toward gratitude, faith, and possibility. Because life expands in proportion to how much you believe it can. Abundance isn't something we chase, it's something we choose. Join us on the next episode, Reprogramming Your Mind for Abundance.